All right, Jack, so we're going to take a look at your swing here. Watch the first one play through. Take a second swing here. Okay, so let's go back here. So first thing I want to say, it's always better when we're doing these videos to actually have a tee. And if we can be more straight on with the camera view, it's really a lot easier for me to see a couple things. So let's go back to the beginning here. So setup here, setup's okay. So this is what the first move I want to show you here. So let me draw some lines here. So I'm going to draw this here on your back hip, and let's draw one here on your back knee. So when we load here, what it looks like to me is you kind of load, you slide back into, and a lot of the weight is kind of here in this area. And I think what we could do for you to make a more aggressive move is when you get set here is to, I'm gonna change colors here, is let's widen this back foot out to here. So when we go into our load, instead of drifting with our hips, we're pushing down the inside of our leg into here. So we want the inside of our foot is where we want to push all of our weight when we load down into our foot. And then as we rotate out of that, we're going to create all that ground force energy to drive out of that. Okay, so let's widen up and try to keep that weight when you load to push it down to the inside of your foot. Let's start with that. Okay, so let me clear these off. And then as we go into the swing, so good. So this is the next thing that I really kind of note. So we look fine here. One thing here, and you're kind of okay. You're kind of like right at the edge of the zone. So when we do the helmet lock drill, right? You guys have seen that before. We always try to keep the bat we want to stay in this window with our knob pointed directly kind of at the catcher's head. And the reason we do this is going to keep our bat on plane longer. So when the bat starts to drift behind the head here, we're going to basically be chasing. We're going to kind of dump the barrel, and we're going to be always kind of chasing uphill at the ball instead of being able to get on top of it to create good back spinning line drives, which is what we're trying to do. So I would make a small tweak here to get this bat angle a little higher, kind of keep it in this window is what I call it, keep it in the window, and you'll be able to drive through that ball more. The stride looks okay. So here's the other shift that I saw, right? So we'll draw a line here. So when we go here and we start to move towards the ball, you see how you kind of slide your hips through the zone? You slide your hips and we start dumping our energy into our front leg here, right? So then we're just having to pull our hands through to move there. So we're really swinging even though our lower body's rotating, we're still swinging mainly arm dominant because we give our hips away right there. And now we're just swinging arm dominant. Okay, so what I want you to think of is when we go through this motion and we land here with our front foot, I want my hands to still be in this original position and not move. Okay, so your hips and shoulders are almost turning at the same time. And I want your belt buckle right here to be facing the second baseman before your hands ever start to move. Okay, so when we're in this position, we want our hands to be here. So then we can let our lower body turn, and then our upper body's gonna follow to create that hip-shoulder separation and give us our most strong and impactful swing. So one of the things that I like to tell guys to think about is, let's pretend that we have a rubber band and we connect it to our hands, to our front knee, and I want to stretch that as far as I can right here and then release it. Okay, so rubber band to the front knee, and then we stretch it as far as we can, and then bang, and that's what we get. So everything else in the swing, like, I don't mind, but those are a couple things that I would really start to focus on. And if you want some help specifically on some things, just grab me next week, or feel free to post another video after you make some adjustments, and we'll kind of make some repairs from there. But all in all, not bad. Just widen that base up a little bit and get your bat angle a little higher, and I think you'll find your separation come through a lot more clear.